Uh-oh. Let's make sure it's good to go. Boom. There we are. We are rocking and rolling. I'm not even going to worry about posting the YouTube link. I'm going to lock in here, focus on y'all. Camera is rolling. We are good to go. So we're going to talk about this idea of conduct unbecoming. Conduct unbecoming. So one of my favorite movies is A Few Good Men, right? If you haven't seen it, it's a really, really great movie. It's actually one of my top two. It's A Few Good Men and Lean on Me, right? You couldn't tell me I wasn't Joe Clark back in the day when I was running the youth ministry and all the things. But anyway, so conduct unbecoming. Let's talk about it. So in A Few Good Men, not to ruin it and not to lean too much into the movie so much, but it's about a couple of Marines and they got themselves in some trouble, and it's about the process of their trial, basically. And one of the charges that they were charged with was conduct unbecoming a U.S. Marine. So just stay with me. Stay with me for a minute or two. Conduct unbecoming a U.S. Marine. So just think about that for a second. The military is so strict and is so crystal clear on who they are that you can literally get arrested for, be charged with conduct that doesn't align with who you are and who you're supposed to be. Hey, what's up, family? So, conduct unbecoming a U.S. Marine. How crazy is that? What's up, family? Thanks for tapping in, everyone. So, the question I want to raise to you is: does your conduct align with who you say you are and what it is that you say you want? Give you a minute to kind of think about that. Does your conduct, does the way you show up, does your thoughts, words, and actions, are they in alignment with who you say you are? Can I look at, can I just watch you and based on how you conduct yourself, how you carry yourself, how you show up, can I from that deduct who you are? Can I from that get an understanding of what your mission is? Can I from that get an understanding of where you stand in the world? It's an interesting thing to think about, right? Am I walking in integrity? Integrity? Yes, personal integrity. Are my thoughts, words, and actions in alignment? And does the way that does this align with who I say I am? Is this behavior becoming of me? Something to think about, right? Something to really think about. So it's like, for instance, one time I used to work with a gentleman, and he asked me to come and speak at his church. So I'm like, absolutely. So we set it up and we went through the whole process, and I'm on the phone with the young lady that was setting it up. Let's say she was the administrative person from the church, and she's saying, let's just call him John. She's like, Minister John, Minister John. And I'm like, who? Like, wait. And I'm thinking she's talking about someone else, but she's talking about John, my coworker. There was nothing about John and how he presented himself, how he walked, how he talked, how he engaged with people, how he showed up at work that let me know that he was a minister. There was not, his conduct was not becoming a, and so it literally shocked me. I was just like, oh, wow, okay. Anyway, I didn't call him out too much, but one-on-one I did, but I didn't call him out publicly. But it was interesting. I'm just like, wow, okay, yeah, we gotta do better. And my thing is always, I'm always first partaker. So I'm like, wow, I need to make sure that my conduct is indeed becoming. I need to make sure that there's no mystery about who I am and about whose I am and about what I represent when I walk into a room. And but that was interesting, right? And so again, the question is, does your conduct align with, does it match with who you say you are and what it is you say you want? Are you showing up every day? Are you showing up for you? Are you showing up in a manner, again, that aligns with what you say you want? Or are you thinking one thing and then saying another thing and then doing something? Are you are you dealing with life, right? The tests, trials, and challenges of life in a way that aligns with the person that you say you are and the person that you say you're becoming? Do your daily habits and rituals match up with what it is you say you want? Can I look at your habits and rituals and say, okay, yeah, he's serious about, I can look at how and I can see that he's very serious about, it's interesting, right? So here's something else to think about. Before you even lean heavily into that, one of the things we have to get clear on is, am I even aware of what that conduct is supposed to look like? Supposed, I'm using loosely, right? It's, pardon me. Am I aware? One of the things, going back to A Few Good Men, the movie, one of the things that they are crystal clear on is that if once you go through your training, we're going to make sure you are taught. We're going to brainwash you to the point where, if you don't know anything else, if you forget everything you learned prior to coming here, that's why when you conduct yourself outside of that, when your behavior doesn't align with that, so much so that we can put you in cuffs and we can charge you. Am I clear on what that looks like? I want to do XYZ. This is the behavior that I want. This is the identity that I want to create for myself. This is the person that I want to become. This is the place that I want to go. This is what I want to build for myself. This is the legacy that I want to leave. This is how I want to show up in the world. Okay, great. That sounds good. But what does that look like? What does that even mean? Thank y'all so much. What does that look like? What does that even mean? So one of the things we have to make sure that we do is we have to get clear on that. We have to go through the training ground. We have to get crystal clear on what that conduct is supposed to look like. What's up, family? Thanks for tapping in. Hey, DD. We have to get crystal clear on what that's supposed to look like. So again, going back to the movie, they were brought up on charges for conduct unbecoming a U.S. Marine. So I'm stepping back and I'm asking again, does your conduct align with what it is you say you want and who it is you say that you are? A lot of us are professing one thing, but our behavior is saying something totally different. So much so that it's confusing people. You have people close to you who have no idea who you are because you're saying one thing, but you're doing another. We got some people who come over here, push this button and do a certain thing, but then when they push the button to end, they become someone else. We have people and we have to make sure that this is not to throw stones at anyone else. This is for us to do a little self-reflection, a lot of self-reflection, actually. So again, I'm going to ask the question, does your conduct align with who you say that you are and what it is you say that you want? Something interesting for us to explore, right? So here's another question, right? Well, the second question is, do I even know? Am I even aware of what this is supposed to look like? Some of us say we want a thing, but then we don't even do the legwork to figure out. See, we just want the spoils of victory. We just want the stuff, but we don't figure out, okay, so it's like this, right? I want to become this. Okay, great. Well, I need to understand what that looks like, what that feels like. I need to understand, how does that person conduct themselves, right? What does that person's life look like? If I say I want to operate at this particular level, then I need to understand what that takes. I can't just have the stuff. Well, I want to live there. Okay, great. What does that take? What does it even look like? What does it even mean to live in that zip code, to drive that type of vehicle, to dress like that, to move like that, to operate in that position, to have that level of leadership? We have to get an understanding of what that even is and what that means, so that we can get in alignment with that, so that our lives can be in integrity with what it is we say that we want. A lot of us are struggling, stuck, and confused because why? Because we're not living in integrity. Again, our thoughts, words, and actions aren't in alignment. And so there's this big ball of confusion that shows up in our lives because we're thinking this, but we're saying this because what we're thinking doesn't align with what's the name in them that we're spending time around. You get where I'm going? So anyway, so that's the second thing. Do I know? So I need to examine my behaviors, and I need to say, well, wait a minute. I know I want more. I know I want to level up. I know I want a higher level of leadership. I know I want to go deeper over here. I know I want to accomplish this. I know I want to build this. I know I want to make this much. I want to dress like this. I want to move here. But what does that entail? Who do I have to become in order for those things to become true in my life? And a lot of us, we skip that part. We're just focused on the stuff. But what has to be true in order for me to get the stuff? What has to be true in order for me to not only get the stuff, but then maintain the stuff? What has to be true for me to get the stuff without it stressing me out? What has to be true for me to get the stuff in the manner that God intends for me to get it? Because there's a lot of ways to get the stuff. There's nothing wrong with the stuff. Oh man, maybe we need to stay here for a quick second. The stuff isn't the problem. Good afternoon, family. The stuff isn't the problem. It's it's your idea of the stuff. It's the energy behind the stuff, and it's the manner in which you're willing to pursue the stuff. Like, it's okay to want nice things. It's okay to like nice things. It's not okay to want to tear everyone and everything in your path down to get to the nice things. Even if that works out for you in the short term, how would you maintain that? And is that what you want to leave and pass along to the next? Is that what you want your? So anyway, so we have to get clear on what those things are. Pardon me. And then I would say the last question or the last thing to think about is, well, here's what I want to say, right? Here's what I want to say. Here's a question. Why are you showing up like you don't matter? And I don't know who this is for, but it kind of just, why are you showing up as if you don't matter? Why are you thinking like your thoughts don't matter? Why are you speaking, putting things out into the atmosphere, saying things out loud as if your words don't matter? Why are you moving through the world, taking actions, doing things as if what you do doesn't matter? Something interesting to think about. Why am I allowing these thoughts to consume me as if what I think doesn't matter? Why would I say that? First and foremost, to me and to whoever. Why would I speak in such a manner as if what I speak doesn't matter? Why would I do these things as if what I do doesn't matter? Do you not understand the ripple effect of everything you do? Every thought you think has a ripple effect. It doesn't, you don't just think the thought and it just stops right there. No, thoughts become things, right? When you say something, when you put something out there, when you speak a thing, it doesn't just stop right there. No, these are seeds that you're planting. You're declaring a thing. Do you not realize how powerful your words are? I would challenge most of us to say that we don't realize, we don't understand. I could tell by some of the things you say that you don't realize how powerful your words are. Some of the things you say to yourself, some of the things you say to the people that you claim you love. Uh-oh. I don't know who that was for. Some of the things you say to the people you claim you love. Some of the things you do. Some of the situations you put yourself in, some of the places that you go, some of the choices that you make. I don't think we understand. No, I don't like using that language. I know for a fact that we don't really understand. We don't really value how powerful we are and how much we matter, how much our thoughts, words, and actions matter, and the ripple effect that they have on our lives and the lives of everyone connected to us. Everyone connected to us? Yes. Think about it. You're the center of your universe, not the universe, but your universe. You're the center of your world. And so the things you think, speak, and do, they ripple out. Everyone you're connected to is impacted by that. So it matters. So you have to invest some time and energy and effort into thinking about what you think about, thinking about what you're going to say and how you're going to say it, thinking about the intention and the energy that you're putting behind your words. Make sure that you're speaking, and you want to make sure that you're evaluating your decisions and that you're making healthy choices. And when you make a goofy choice, that's fine, but make sure that you're learning from said goofy choice and continuing to drive on, learning the lesson and then making another. But we can't just wallow through the world as if we don't matter. So why is this? Why, right? Or if I'm all over the place and I want to get clear on this and I want to kind of clean this up, what do? I believe that our identity is ours to define and ours to create. I don't know if everyone is aware of that. You can be whoever you want to be. You can totally transform. Don't ever say, well, that's just how I am. No, that's just how you are up to this point. But you can totally transform your situation right here, right now. So what you've been thinking like that for the last 40 years, you can start thinking differently today. You can start moving differently today. You're not stuck where you are. You're not resigned to that. That's not the end. So don't use language like that. Well, it's just no. No, it's important. Perfect example, my son. I go in to check on him this morning, and they have a kind of like a what's it called? Like a study hall period. They call it Pride, right? And you can meet in homeroom and just work on whatever, or you can go to your he's in 7th grade. You can go to your teachers and you can get some assistance, right? It's baked into their schedule, which is freaking phenomenal, right? Shout out to his school. Now, I went in this morning. I said, hey, what are you working on today, during your Pride? He said, I'm working on math. I said, oh, great. What are you guys working on in math right now? He said, ratios. He said, yeah, I got to go see my math teacher because I'm terrible at ratios. I said, whoa. I don't want you using language like that anymore. I'm terrible? No. I don't want you using language like that. And I said, no. What I want you to reframe that. I want you to say, I haven't mastered ratios yet. I said, you got to put a yet on it. You have to put some empowering language there. No, we don't use language like that in this house. He looked at me and I made him say it back to me, and he corrected himself. And what he didn't see, what I saw is his energy changed, because that's a different thought. That's a different idea. If I say I'm terrible at public speaking because I have a lisp and because no. See what happens when I declare I'm terrible, then my brain is going to look for information that aligns with what I just declared. That's why what you think and say and do matters. But when I say, I haven't mastered the ratios yet, the yet opens me up. The yet says, okay, wait a minute. The yet says that there's opportunity for me to grow. The yet causes me to start looking for ways to improve in this particular area. The yet activates my problem-solving skills. The yet empowers and encourages and equips and uplifts me to do the thing. So you think our language doesn't matter? You think I was going to just let him? No. I don't like that kind of language. Last week he said something. I said, when you finish eating, empty the trash. So he finished eating, put his stuff in the trash, and he's 12. He bopped on up the steps. So I came up the steps. I said, hey, did you forget something? Oh man, I'm so dumb. I said, what? And I was hot. Don't ever talk like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? No, you forgot. Say my bad, I forgot. I'll handle it right now. What do you mean you're dumb? What? And I checked him hard. About that. The trash was the easy part. Him forgetting the thing was the easy part. I said, we all forget stuff, but I don't want you speaking about you like that. Anyway, felt like I needed to share that. So how do we get past this? How do we overcome this? How do we patch this up? I like that. How do we patch this up? How do we begin to move in the direction that we want to go? How do we clear this up? How do we start to conduct ourselves in the proper manner? You define proper for you, right? What do we need to do? I would say we need to get clear on who we are and what it is we want. Most people aren't. We need to, I've been bullish on dreams and goals now, because I'm really, really understanding just how powerful they are. They're not just cute things to put on the vision board and put on the wall and put on your screensaver and, put in your profile. They actually, wait a minute, My dreams and my goals, my targets, the mountain that I choose to climb actually defines who I am. It defines who you are. Yes. Why? Because my goals are going to set boundaries. I'm going to place boundaries in my life. My goals are going to determine what I watch and what I listen to. My goals are going to determine the places that I go. My goals, where I'm going, I talk about this all the time. Where I'm going is going to determine how I pack, right or wrong. If you're going on a trip, what are you going to do? You're going to check the weather. You're going to look at this. You're going to look at that. And then you're going to pack accordingly. If the goal is to get to, then my identity, right? If my goal is to become, then everything about me has to be shaped and formatted into that, right? I have to understand the conduct that surrounds that particular, the person that I want to become, the thing that I want to accomplish. And so when I keep the dream and the goal and the idea, the target and the mountain in front of me, I know what I want. I know what I want and I know what I don't want. I know what I need and I know what I don't need. I know who I need and what I don't need. I know what's in season and what's out of season. But if I'm unclear on what I want, where I'm going, if I haven't selected my mountain yet, if I've abandoned my dream, if I've lost touch of my dream, and if I'm out here just kind of wallowing through the world with just kind of feeling hopeless and lost and confused, then who am I? Then conduct unbecoming what? What's going to guide me? Some of us are just all over the place. Why? Because we don't have a direction. We don't know where we're going. If I leave here, if I say, okay, I want to go visit LJ. I want to meet up with LJ up in Atlanta. We're going to hang out. Well, I'm in Florida. So I got to go get on the highway and head north, right? But if I don't know where I'm going, I'm just going to just get in the car and just wander around. And a lot of us are just in the car wandering around and we don't know what we need. So we just got everything in the trunk and we have clutter and we feel overwhelmed and we're going through all this stuff because we're not clear on who we are and what it is we want. I love it. Well, I'm in Florida. She's in the A. You're in Charlotte. So we meet her in the middle. So anyway, I want you to think about it. This is my conduct becoming of the person that I want to become. Is my conduct becoming of who I say that I am? Is my conduct becoming of? So I have to figure out what that looks like. I have to explore that question and answer honestly. And then I have to figure out what that needs to look like. And then I have to really, really remind myself of my value and the fact that I matter. My thoughts matter. My words matter. My actions matter. Matter to who? Me? No, matter to me and everyone I'm connected to. And then I have to understand that my dreams and goals, that's the answer. Get clear on what it is I want, and that will help guide my behaviors. That'll help guide my thoughts. That'll help guide what I say, right? Because of who I am and because of who I'm becoming, because of who that I've bought in, what I've bought into, right? I've decided to climb this particular mountain. And so there's a certain language that's spoken on the way up this mountain. I have to learn the language. And there are certain things that are out of season for me. And I choose not to take part in certain things. Well, because they're out of season. Maybe once upon a time that was in season, and maybe down the road that'll be back in season. But right now it's out of season. But I only know that when I know where the heck I'm going. It's like, okay, football's back, right? Everybody talking about football's back, football, right? So it's clear, right? Their lives have changed and will drastically be changed for the next several months. Why? Because it's go time. This is the season that they work, right? Now, come March, they're off work for a couple months. Their lives are going to change drastically. They're not on the road so much. They're not. And then they have to have different practices, right? Different habits, different rituals. Hey, Bettina, hey, Kathy. They have to move differently. Wow, because of the season, but their identity, who they are, is the same. So even in the off season, they still have a particular code of conduct. They're still held to a particular standard. See, some of us, our standards are so low or our standards are non-existent because we simply haven't identified who we are, what we want, where we're going. And the way we can do that again is through reconnecting with our dreams. All right, I got a dash, good peoples. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Please make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube. That's where this video is live on camera too. See you guys soon. Oh.